Thank you for joining me. This is a roaming prepper channel. I'm your host, Pete, and thanks once again for coming in to hear me complain about the universe. No, today I'm actually not going to complain about the universe. Today, what I want to do is talk about how we as preparedness folks need to think of the everyday. Now, you're probably wondering, well, what the hell does that mean, think of every day? That sounds weird. So let me explain. I'll be right back after this short intro, and let's talk about that. So, welcome back, everybody. And don't forget at the end of the video or right now, hit the like and subscribe if you have not already done so. If you'd like to share the video, I do appreciate it. I normally premiere this kind of video once I've got them uploaded, but there are times I don't make my own premieres. So, if that happens, by all means, leave a comment in the comments below the video after it premieres. I usually answer them within a day or two, depending on my schedule. So, what exactly am I talking about when I say think of the everyday? Well, as preparedness folks, we try to think of hypotheticals, right? Well, what if there's an EMP, a blackout, a flood, a tornado? Pick your boogeyman. And we do invest money and time and effort finding things that we think will serve a purpose in an emergency. That's why a lot of us were not in bad shape during COVID because we kind of knew what to do. It's kind of like same thing you do for a hurricane. I've often used the Pareto rule. 80% of what you buy should be applicable to 80% of what you will experience, and you worry about the 20 or the really rare 5% if and when you can. uh, but what about the everyday? Well, you think about it, EDC, everyday carry. When we talk about that, we often think of, oh, my pistol or my knife, right? That's like a weapon. But EDC is more than that. For example, this is something that tends to go with me uh, in my computer bag, and actually even on my keychain. I've had this thing come out, and that's the doohickey. And all it is it's a little prying tool, a little screwdriver, it's a can opener, wire stripper. It's actually a little hex wrench in the middle there. I don't know if you can see that. Has a serrated edge, and it sits on my keychain. And you know what? I've gone through TSA with this, no complaints. This one I haven't tried yet. um, I think I left it in my checked luggage, so it was already locked away, so they weren't stressed about it. But again, one of those little gizmos that comes in handy. You're like, oh God, I gotta open a soda can. Usually that's what it is. I gotta open something. But it has a little screwdriver on the end. Those everyday kind of tools. I have two jackeries. I have the big 1800 watt, and then I have a little one, a 290. The 1800's kind of more for the fridge, freezer, blackouts at the house. That little one, the 290, I use constantly. As a matter of fact, we had a charity event this week and it was a golf tournament. I don't golf very well. I was working the tent. I was pouring beers for everyone as they went by and giving away hats and, having fun. Guess what? What we were running the speaker off of, the small radio, charging phones was off the jackery. Uh, Being able to use a preparedness item for everyday events is a huge advantage because now you're not just putting money into something and leaving it in the closet and hoping you don't need it. It's something I'm like, kids got a game, granddaughter's got an event. I'm going to go bring the little jackery out there and a solar panel and set it up so the moms or the families can charge their phones. We can run a small speaker so they can make announcements, whatever the case is. First aid kit's another one. You have a first aid kit in the truck. Oh, the kids are out in the playground. I'm going to bring a first aid kit, pull it out of my truck, take it with me in my day bag, then put it back in the truck when I'm done. You know why? Kids fall down and get hurt. Being able to not only invest in something that is preparedness oriented, but can serve you every day. Things like this, the Hattori flashlight, and I've reviewed a bunch of different flashlights. These are probably one of the cheapest and best made little flashlights. My record, I washed one 7 times in the matter of about a month and a half, uh, and twice in hot water. and in a like a rough cycle or a heavy duty cycle. I finally killed it because it just broke to pieces, and then I got yelled at because it got tangled up in my wife's clothes. But point being, it's an everyday thing. I have these things everywhere. I have two here right now, and and I have ammunition here. But don't bring these in an airport; you get in trouble. Um, Stuff like this every day goes in your pocket. You lose it, I'm out a few bucks. Not a big deal. But you know what? You have a blackout and you're in a hotel, you're in a strange building, you're in a parking garage, and if the emergency lights don't come on, you're walking around in the dark with stairs around you. That's just an invitation to get yourself killed. And if you don't think you can't hurt yourself or kill yourself falling down a staircase, yeah, you can. Everyday items. If you're buying something, don't just ask yourself, will this work for an emergency? Ask yourself, can I use it for other things? Not just emergency related. Can I use it for family, kids' birthday parties, some other event? What if we're just hanging out in the back having beers? You want to put a speaker, you want to put some lights up, sit around the fire. There you go. So, folks, when you invest, and I've been harping about the financial aspect of prepping, and I'm as guilty as the rest of us from buying things, and then like 6 months later, I'm like, I didn't use that as much as I thought I would. But just a reminder, and you're going to have those, try to maximize the amount of stuff you buy that you can use on the daily, because that means your money is not only being invested in prepping, it's not going to waste waiting for a disaster. You're using it every day. So I just wanted to throw that out there so you guys and girls will start thinking a little bit differently. Even things like this, I got this from one of my clients. Actually, they had a bunch of them in the office. He's like, please take that out of our kitchen because there are like 20 of them and they annoy me. That's a prep item. I can wash it out and stick it in my go bag. But you know what? I can use it every day. When I go out in the field, I fill this thing up and I know I at least have a container with water as I'm out there. So just something to think about, guys. I'll leave you with that. This one's a short one. Till next time, God bless, Godspeed. Try to help people out if you can. Don't forget to hit the like or subscribe as you're headed out the door, and I will see you guys on the next video. You guys take care of yourselves out there.